here, you could think about maybe turning this area into just a bath. And then if you had that area turned into a sleeping loft, just big enough for the bed and a couple of tables and a view, then this whole area in here that's currently taken up by the bed could be reused, say a walk-in closet back there and a sitting area here.
I like the sound of that. This sounds very expensive, however, Bob.
Well, it's the kind of thing that, you start planning something like this, and then you say, well, we might as well do this, and you pick something else, and you find a beautiful floor finish, and obviously you could bring a contractor and an architect together and spend $20,000 on doing this without blinking an eye. It can happen.
Sounds familiar.
Yes. We've been through this with the kitchen we've just finished redoing, and that ended up being almost twice as much as we had budgeted. So
and twice as long.
Now, the ticket is sweat equity. How much of your time and muscle can you put into doing a project like this? Because you'd be surprised. A project like this, if the homeowner is really doing a lot of the work, both of you, yourselves, you can bring the whole cost of the project down 30 or 40%. I mean, doing your own purchasing, doing your own phone calls at night, going out and buying things and bringing them, trucking them, keeping the job site clean. We can help you figure out how to cut open some of the framing. We can help you figure out how to do the shingling on the outside. Lots of things like that if you would be willing to get involved in doing them.
Plus hold down full-time jobs?
It can be done. It just means you don't have much time for socializing during what's left of the summer. I think the next step is to involve a couple of pros. We'll bring in the plumber who can kind of look at the space and give us an indication of where things might be put. And we should get Norm Abram to take a look at it so that we can talk about the framing and the possibilities. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Essentially, they want a bigger bedroom and some storage space and a nifty master bathroom.
Sounds like a fairly ambitious project.
It won't be easy.
No, but I think first thing we ought to do is take a look at the area in question from the outside.
Sure. What do you think it's going to cost?
About $50,000.
Oh, Norm, come on. You've been working with too many millionaires.
I'm only joking, Bob.
You know, Norm, for a 50-year-old house, it's in pretty good shape.
It is. It really is.
Now, this over here is the area we're talking about, where we were just looking at that attic.
Okay. It looks like the original shingles on this house.
I think so.
This is a typical Cape Cod type of house, very simple framing details. What they did is use a steep pitch roof, and the weight of the roof is carried onto the walls,
right.
And they simply use collar ties or ceiling joists, as we saw, to hold everything together.
Very simple roof frame, right?
That's right. Now, everything looks pretty straight. The ridges are straight. Now, there's leaves and things hanging out of the gutter and some sheet metal work that's been done up here. Apparently, they must have had some ice damming problems.
Well, they've got huge trees all around here, so those gutters are always going to be a maintenance headache.
Now, another thing we want to look at is we're going to be building, we hope to be building over this structure, and it looks like they've got good drainage around here, so the shingles are up from the soil, so I don't expect that we'll find any rotten sills or any kind of insect damage in these walls.
Good.
So I think it's in pretty good shape.
Let's take a look at the other side. We can't go that way, though, because the property is real steep, so let's go through the sun porch.
All right.
Okay, so this is the back side of the sunroom, and that's just the other side of that plain roof. Of course, you've got 3 roof systems
That's
here.
right. We got 3 roof systems to deal with. We've got this first one here, which is over the sunroom, and upstairs is...
It's just the attic space.
The attic space, okay. And then we've got this little section, 2.5, 3 feet wide, which is really just an architectural detail of a Cape Cod style house. It carries the same pitch as the pitch of the main front roof.
It's a real space waster, too. There's nothing but a little closet in there.
A little tiny closet, maybe. And then right here, we've got a little bit flatter pitch roof, which is the full shed dormer roof.
Right.
And that's there, probably is there to gain room, make bigger bedrooms upstairs.
Yeah. Now, in order to make all that dead space, attic space, into living space, I think we want to end up with 1 roof system.
Try to bring that all the way across. Okay.
Let's go inside and look at it again.
Okay.
Well, Norm, I'm sure you've been in a lot of these capes.
Oh, there sure are a lot of them around this area.
This one's 3 little bedrooms and 1 bath. And Rob and Jennifer are talking about getting another bath up here. This is the master bedroom, you see, and even it is not very big. The only place they can put the bed is in this corner where there's enough room for it.
Right.
And yet they do have an asset over here. They've got undeveloped space, kind of attic over the sunroom down below.
Okay. All right.
And the idea is how to turn this into good living space. They're talking about putting a bathroom in here.
Okay, well, we've got a room that's about 15 feet wide down below
if you just
here.
look at the surface, but
Right.
there's no headroom.
Well, what we can do is take this section of the roof out completely and put a shed roof, which is a less steep pitch, up higher.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, these rafters wouldn't be adequate to use again up there because of the flatter pitch. We need more strength. So
Yeah,
we
these are
use
only
bigger
2x4s.
rafters, 2x4s. Now on the front line of the roof, we'd want to maintain that and make it longer. But again, because these are so small, we'd probably use bigger rafters there to help support the snow loads around here.
So we'd essentially raise the ridge up to meet the ridge of the other roof
And
system.
put a low pitch roof and give us a lot of headroom out here. Now, the second thing to look at is the floor to see if that's going to be strong enough, because this is just storage space. Let's see what they got for joist here. Okay, they're only 2x6 floor joists, which is not adequate for a bedroom.
Well, it was mainly designed to carry the ceiling down below.
That's right. So what we'd have to do is add 2x8s next to the existing ones and one in the middle, which would basically give us 12-inch on center floor joists, which would be plenty of strength for a bedroom.
Okay, so if we built this nice wide dormer here, would we be able to put in a good expanse of glass in there, like a patio door?
Sure. We might have a little bit of a headroom problem, but we can fit it in there.
And what about cantilevering some of these 2x8s that we'd be sticking in here so that they go out and we create a little balcony there?
Yeah, I could say we could cantilever out maybe 3 feet at the most, but it would be a nice little balcony.
Good. Now, what about the walls behind me, though? Because there's two, I guess they're gable end walls here that have to do with the other roofs that we were just looking at.
That's right. This is the main gable wall of the house, and this is the wall that lines up with the shed dormer. These could both be removed with no problem because they're non-bearing walls.
You're sure?
That's positive.
Good. And, well, I guess that means that we could make these changes here. I'm still not sure about using that for a bathroom, though, but I think the main thing is to talk with Rich Trethewey.
Sure.
Okay, well, I'll talk with him next. All right, Richard, the project I've got in mind is right up the stairs here.
Well, let's take a look at it.
It's your very standard Cape Cod cottage. We've got 1 bathroom and 3 little bedrooms.
Boy, there's thousands of them like this.
Right, okay.
Yeah, your standard 5x7.
Yeah. Now, Rob and Jennifer are concerned that later on when they have a family, 1 bathroom is not going to be enough. So let me show you what the project is. Here, they have this kind of smallish bedroom area, and they're talking about locating a bathroom right in here, because they figure since this dressing area with a closet and so forth is right back to back with that other bathroom, it would be the logical place to put it.
Yeah, but I don't know if you look closely enough. It's not really as logical as you'd think.
Why?
Well, the plumbing that's important to us is that main stack pipe, which is always located right behind the toilet location.
Right.
Okay, it's in this wall. Now, that's the pipe we need the most for a bathroom.
Okay.
And that's a good 7 feet away, and that would mean we'd have to rip open all this stuff to get to it.
So the bathroom is not an asset
It doesn't.
here.
In this case, it really doesn't matter where it is. It's just too far away for us to
All
work
right,
with,
that's
I
a good
think.
tip. Well, let's start from scratch then. Where would you locate, I mean, how would you do it? Could you put a bathroom in there?
What's right below here?
The living room.
Okay, is there any spot in that living room? We know we have to get a new drain pipe up somehow. So if there's any place in that living room that which could accept that we could box in a corner, or there's a closet. Is there any closet down here?
No, there's a couch and there's a fireplace over
Okay.
there, but this is all living space. There's a
How about
closet.
over?
Yeah, there's a closet. This area is a little den, and there's a closet right around here.
Okay.
Where this dresser is, there's a closet down below.
If that was the case, and we could get that pipe up inside the closet, now that opens up some possibilities for us to locate the toilet right here, either facing either way, and it opened up that we could have a bathroom somewhere in here with our tub and shower or in our lavatory here.
Okay.
The important thing is that drain pipe coming up.
Because we could hide that drain pipe in that existing
Right.
closet, and then maybe put a wall up around here. And okay, well, I'll have to talk with them about the design.
Okay.
I've got one other little plumbing query right in here. Now, through this closet,
Quite a
don't
little-
bang your head.
Quite a little tunnel, isn't it?
There's an attic here, which we're talking about converting into the sleeping area where the bed would
Yeah.
be located by taking the roof out and putting in a shed dormer. But here's a culprit. Can we just knock that out or find out?
Well, that looks to be an old cast iron vent stack. There's a bathroom below, I assume?
There is a half bathroom off in that direction
Okay.
downstairs
Well, here you can see it's running horizontally
under those
under
boards.
this floor. What they must have done is to keep this from coming through the roof in the front exposure of the house, they
On the
must have
street
run,
side, yeah.
run to this side for cosmetic reasons. So if we can reduce the size of the pipe, tie it in with the vent for the new bathroom, and go out inconspicuously here, then we can get rid of this for you. No
So we
problem
could
at
just
all.
cut that up right out of the
Yep.
way.
Blow it
Okay,
out.
let's get out of the attic here.
It's-
What about heating for this space?
It's 100 degrees here. You don't
It's
need
hot
heat,
in there.
Bob.
Yeah. Well, you will in a few months.
Okay. What this heating system seems to be is it's a steam system, and it's called a one-pipe steam system for obvious reasons. There's only a single pipe coming into one side of the radiator. Live steam comes in and continues across the radiator. In order to do that, it has to vent out through an air valve on this side.
Yeah.
This thing, if we were going to make this into a bathroom, this radiator would be far too large.
It's
just
oversized,
too big for
yeah.
a bathroom. But in the purposes to keep the budget down, we could take this radiator and relocate it
For the sleeping area.
for that bigger sleeping area, and then we could get a smaller recess radiator to fit into the new bathroom scheme, and would heat both places nicely, I think. You also have new construction,
Yeah.
so you're not going to have the heat loss probably that the rest of the building has.
Listen, you're involved in little projects like this all the time. Can you give me any idea, ballpark figure, cost?
Well, this isn't really, from an engineering standpoint, it's not a big job. If we can sit down with the homeowner and figure out what they want for fixtures, and you give a good floor plan, I can give you a price easily.
Okay, well, the big factor is what they pick for fixtures
Right,
and
there's a
finishes.
big leeway in price between the low and high end.
Okay, well, thanks for coming
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Bob.
How are you?
Fine.
Well, you've had a chance to study these, I hope.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, they look great. We have a number of questions and concerns that we want to talk to you about.
Well, let's just review. The existing conditions right off the deck that we're sitting on right here. Obviously, you've got 3 roof lines right now, and that's where the major changes will occur. Essentially, by building this attic out into a big shed dormer, you'll unify the roof line on the back, so it'll be one straight line all the way across.
I love the balcony that you were talking about. That works well.
A neat little addition that tucked into the framing stage of the project. You know, doesn't bring on that much extra labor, but I think it would be neat to have.
Well, it would be terrific. But we've been talking about the doors because you've mentioned a sliding door a couple of times. Do you think a French door would be possible?
Entirely possible. We should price them out. Let's look at the plan a minute, though. I think that's the most important consideration right now. We're talking about taking that attic space and using an area of it that's 11 by 12 feet, bigger than the nursery over at the other end of the house. And that would be large enough to be the bedroom, really, the sleep area. And a king-size bed there overlooking the woods back here, looking right through those French doors if we choose them. Then a step down here. No major changes in this area. You already have this closet, and we'd simply use this area as a sitting area. However, we suggest doubling the size of the window for better ventilation and better light.
It is a little dark in there now.
Yeah. So the entry into the master suite is right through here. We would put in 2 closets here, and they would kind of cut the space up for us so that we could have the bathroom over here. Not a huge bathroom, just a functional one, big enough for a shower, a lavatory, and a toilet over here. Then we would provide you, Jennifer, with a 9-foot wide coat closet or walk-in closet, I suppose. Yeah. Well, what do you think? You going to go for it?
Well, naturally, the big question is how much is this going to cost?
Norm and I figured that if this were the type of job that, that he was bidding, and using the materials that we normally use, we possibly could be looking at about a $15,000 remodeling project. However, if you're willing to really participate and really do a lot of the work, in other words, really put a lot of sweat equity into it, we could bring the cost down. I think we could bring the cost down by about 30%, maybe a little more.
What do you think?
I think we could.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. Let's shake on it. Okay?
I guess we're going to do it.
All right, then demolition has to start tomorrow, and we'll be right here to give you a hand. We're running out of time for today, though. I hope you can join us next week when we'll be tearing the place apart, putting up some staging, doing all sorts of fun things. Till then, I'm Bob Vila for This Old House.
This Old House is made possible by a grant from Owens Corning Fiberglass, makers of pink fiberglass insulation, fiberglass ceiling panels, bathing fixtures, and other Owens Corning building products that put houses in the pink. House is made possible by a grant from Owens Corning Fiberglass, makers of pink fiberglass insulation, fiberglass ceiling panels, bathing fixtures, and other Owens Corning building products that put houses in the pink.
Hi, guys. Looks great. Go slow. Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Welcome to This Old House. If you were with us last week, you might recall that this was Rob and Jennifer's master bedroom, but it needed a bathroom along with it, so they've decided to do the remodeling themselves. And you've done a great job of demolition, I must say. I'm proud of you.
Well, we worked hard yesterday.